intending to go on to Braunston, but this is such a lovely mooring, and it was quite late in the day, so we decided to stop here, a couple of miles away from Braunston, and we figured that Braunston usually gets quite busy and moorings there are quite difficult to get. So this is where we were last night. Now Peter's just getting ready to depart. Let's push the front end out. Flecknoe Road Bridge is where it is. That was our mooring.
Yesterday, when you were running around the countryside,
Yes.
as I came out of Napton,
Yeah.
I passed two hire boats.
Yeah.
One was called Dorothy Constance, and the one directly behind it was called Thomas David.
Right. Tell our audience what the significance of those two boats are.
Well, I rented Thomas David from Cape Boats. Must have been back in 1990. Take the children for a week's cruise, and because of that, when we hired a boat in 2017, went back to Cape Boats, and they gave me a 10% discount because I was a returning customer, and we had Dorothy Constance for a week.
Yeah. And as a result of Dorothy Constance and Thomas David, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And 6 months later,
6 months after Dorothy Constance and our holiday cruise,
yeah.
we now have Narrowback Bandolier.
Yeah.
Strange how life takes a turn when you least expect it.
I normally see Dorothy Constance at least once every time I come up this way.
Fond memories. I've still got all the pictures. Actually, let me know in the comments if you would like to see some pictures of a few years ago with Peter and I and our trip of Dorothy Constance. So I don't know that I ever documented that on any of my videos. That was pre-part-time boater. Quiz time. Can you spot the towpath? I didn't think so. Neither could we. But it's there.
See it a bit better there, because when you look down the end of the tunnel.
And of course, here it is, emerging. So, it's quite a bright day today, so Peter's in his summer linen hat, and I'm in my spotty sunglasses. And having just said that, there are grey clouds above. So who knows?
Well, I chose the linen hat rather than the Panama because showers are forecast. So if it suddenly starts to rain, I can just flip my hood over the top of this hat.
Oh, okay.
I can't do that with the Panama.
Right, okay. This is the next bridge we're going to go under. A few moored boats on the side. We've got a long stretch of cruising today, and we're keeping our fingers crossed that the engine behaves itself. today Peter's on a mission to get as far as he can along the canal. Reason being, he's got a meeting with the people at North Kilworth Marina tomorrow to discuss the extra skin tank, or maybe I should say the replacement skin tank that he has decided to go for, because we've had overheating problems on this engine, on this boat, for the last 3 years or more.
Well, ever since I got it being there,
Yeah.
I've noticed quite so much.
So the overheating has been a thing for a number of years, and really this trip is taking the biscuit, because it should have been plain cruising, not that many logs, lots of lovely stretches of canal and river, and you got clobbered with an overheating engine. I had to call the RCR out, the boating equivalent of the AA.
Yes, we've got an airlock in the cooling system, which probably is a result of getting warm. But it affects how quickly I can travel on the Thames in particular, because we were going against the current for nearly 3 days. Oops, boat coming. Oh.
I have to say that was one nice bit of manoeuvring on Peter's part, because as we came around the bend he noticed another boat coming the other way, and the angle of narrowboat Bandonian was straight into the side of the canal, but we didn't touch it, and we just cruised round, and it was really good. Well done, Peter.
I think 2 companies merged.
They did. It was Cape Boats and I can't remember the other one.
Although this one has the old naming
Morning.
image. Yes, originally they were the original Cape Boats. They went through all the extended family and took the first and middle names of everybody. That's how they got the names of the boats.
Right. Round another bend. Let's hope we don't meet another boat again. Like a bridge at all. Well, I mean, this is a bridge and it spans the canal, but I don't know who would go across it. Maybe a farmer from one field to the next.
Oh yes, just
Looks very overgrown and unused, but it's still standing. Very attractive looking bridge there. Maybe not attractive, but interesting. This is the winding hole, or was the winding hole we've just gone past, and all the moored boats. always like the idea of trading off the narrowboat, but in practice, unless you're doing what this boat's doing, which is just setting up on the side of the towpath, you have to go from one festival to another in order to get your sails. Well, after Peter's experiences this week, I think that is something to consider. Another narrowboat coming the other way. Morning. That looked like it might have been a day hire boat. On the approach to Braunston. Which way do we go?
We're turning right. Let's keep the ears open. It's on the horn in a minute. It can get a bit busy, although it all seems pretty quiet at the moment.
Well, it's still quite early in the day, I guess.
Just in case. There's another boat coming, you say? Not sure what that's.
Yeah, I think she...
Going that way.
There's another boat there.
Let's carry on then. I think we're in front of them.
Yeah.
They're practically stopped. Thank you. Thank you. She keeps saying it.
that's there.
There's loads of room here. You'd know it. If we come up last night, we would have been more here.
Yeah, but there's always a chance there wouldn't have been. And it could have been chock-a-block until 9 o'clock this morning.
That's true, yes.
So we've made the turn into Braunston. And this is the pub, the boathouse that Peter and I had a meal at. And there's the kettle going. Followed, not by a moon shadow, but by another boat.
Morning.
With a bit of luck, we'll have some help going through locks, do some shared lock work. Bridge 1, and that's the boat that's following us.
Is that the umbrella system that goes all the way down to Brentford? So just about make out the first lock ahead underneath that bridge.
Yeah.
That's
I think. Is it? Okay. I think that is the log where we were doing a bit of a country dance with a whole load of other boats when we came through one time, and there were boats going through and they should have just held back a bit in order to let other boats go, but everybody was wanting to move at once and we was just hanging back. It was just chaos.
Speaking of which, there's a boat sideways at the moment across the canal.
Yeah.
But they're always manoeuvring here anyway.
Yeah, you've got hire boats. There's a hire boat company.
Yes.
And their exit is right there. We moored up there one time. Oh, it was here we moored. They were coming out of this exit. We've just come through.
Yeah, we moored here, just here.
Yeah.
Yes. But yes, because the lock landing and the hire boat landing are pretty much the same.
There's some sheep. So are we going to moor up on the lock landing now while that boat comes out?
Yes. Yes. This one is a little awkward, as I remember.
Yeah.
So I'll have to probably hold the rope.
Okay.
1897 in the brickyard.
So we had some lock keepers at the last gate, which meant I didn't have to work. And there's Peter and one other boat coming out. So that's really nice. We'll have some company on these locks, which is great. We just heard from the lock keepers that poor Swan's mate flew into the bridge and was found dead a couple of days afterwards. So Swan's mate for life, pair for life I should say, and that one is on its own now, unfortunately. As you can see, the gates are open, and I believe there's lock keepers here as well. This is the Admiral Nelson pub, where I pitched up once expecting to find Peter, only to find I'd come the wrong way. Had to go all the way back into Braunston and find a parking space. But we've got help going through with the lock keepers, and then there is another boat coming along with us. So we're sharing these double locks. So we've been having help on the Braunston flight, but I've just walked ahead to set this lock behind me. It was practically empty. I just had to put up one of the paddles to get the water level straight. And then I've opened the two gates. Peter and the other boater is coming through, and there is a boat ahead waiting to come into this lock. So all in all, things are working out really nicely, and I'm so pleased that I haven't forgotten what to do and how to do it, and that I've got the strength to do it. I did wonder whether I'd be able to open lock gates and things, but it does seem that it's all working out quite well. So fingers crossed for the rest of the day. I think we're going to have help all the way up the Watford flight as well. There are lock keepers there because there's a staircase in the middle as well. So, yep, it's going to be a good day. We are just about to enter Braunston Tunnel. I've put all the lights on inside. I've put the navigation lights on, so hopefully they're going to work. And from back here, when we enter the tunnel, should be able to see some lights. Now, I've done this tunnel a couple of times. You've probably done it more than that.
It's 2,042 yards.